Hello and good Tuesday morning. My name is Stan Mirzwa from the Center for Cybersecurity. I help run the Center for Cybersecurity here at Kane University and also teach courses in cybersecurity in the Department of Criminal Justice to students from across different disciplines here at the university. Happy to be here today for this first of hopefully maybe several podcasts from our unit. I'll turn it over to
Kenny. Hello, my name is Kenny Owusu. I'm a recent graduate of Kane University. I'm a person who is very open to many things, so that's probably the reason why I ended up on this podcast. I'm very knowledgeable in cybersecurity, and I'm happy to be here today. So, yeah.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Yasin Christoph. I'm an academic specialist here, and I work with Stan in the Center for Cybersecurity. I'm also a Kane alumni. I graduated in 2018 with my undergraduate degree and 2020 in my graduate degree. I've been working in the field of cyber for about 6 years now. Started off as an intern, eventually graduated to analyst position, but yeah, no, happy to be here.
Hi everyone, I'm Caitlin Kyoto. I'm a graduate speech-language pathology student here at Kane University. I'm new to the Kane Center for Cybersecurity. I'm working under Stan as a graduate research assistant, and I'm doing some research on nonprofit and non-governmental attacks. So that's what I'm working on right now.
So again, thanks for having us here today. For those of you who may not know, here on campus, our Center for Cybersecurity is housed at Heinz Hall, one of the newest buildings here on campus. Students, faculty, staff are welcome to visit us at any time. We're located on the 5th floor in Heinz Hall. We have a small cybercrime laboratory where we maintain some equipment for students in our courses. Everything from basic laptops running virtual machines to allow students to interact with security devices such as firewalls. We've got some digital forensics tools. We've got some tools for doing forensics of mobile devices. We've got a couple drones. So we do have some equipment in our laboratory, and we welcome you to stop by and visit and ask us questions about the technology or some of the work we do in the Center for Cybersecurity. We host a lot of students in internships. We've done LEAP. We've hosted LEAP scholarship recipients, CURF scholarship recipients. And what we try to do is find a program or a research topic that interests them the most so that it's more relatable to understanding cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is very vast. It's a big field, and it's one that is important to our nation. In fact, here we are in October, and October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. That's right, we have just a few days left in Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and it's been around for about just over 20 years now. It was started by the Department of Homeland Security, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. And this campaign is meant to bring attention to individuals, companies, businesses, academic institutions to promote good cyber hygiene. I'll tell you a little bit more about the campaign this year. There is a particular campaign that's run each year, and I'll go through some of the details. But what I'd like to do is talk a little bit about some of my colleagues that are here today. First, I'll talk about a program that we ran over the summer. One of the pillars of our Center for Cybersecurity is to do community outreach and work with students that are pre-college in age. So those students who might in the summer consider taking some summer STEM programs or summer programs that interest them in technology. And this, over the past 2 summers, we've hosted a program sponsored by the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey called the STEAM program. Kenny Iwasu, who's to the right of me here, was one of our instructors. He just graduated in May of this past year and was a criminal justice major, but also a student that had a concentration in cybersecurity. Kenny, tell us a little bit about the program and what did you see the value to the high school students who partnered in this or participated in this program, and what was your big takeaways from it?
I'll say the first thing I want to say is the program was great. Not all kids have the chance to choose what they want to do in the summer. Parents will be parents. But I think the biggest thing was that we were all there, and we were able to make the best of being together and learning things. I was a teacher assistant for Professor Stan, and I got the opportunity to see what it was like being a professor. And I'll say, patience is, right? Patience is
That's true.
a big thing. So that was one of the biggest takeaways. But, making a personal connection with the kids was a great thing. So, yeah, it was wonderful. We taught basics in cybersecurity, and you could see, like, a lot of the kids have potential, at their young age, not being in high school yet, not all of them, but some of them. You could see the future leaders of the country, so it was great, yeah.
Thank you, Kenny. And I think Kenny's being humble. He was very well liked by the high school students. We handled 3 different cohorts of students from the areas of Jersey City, Newark, Elizabeth, Hillside, and a few other townships in the local community. These young people came in often saying they didn't know anything about cybersecurity, but they knew about technology, and I think they were quite interested. During this program, in this outreach program, they had lots of opportunities to do hands-on assignments. And Kenny, one of the things he introduced, and I was really happy to see this, he just graduated with his undergraduate degree in May, and here he was already stepping up into a role to instruct young people, and he was able to take students through some computer hardware. Could you tell us a little bit about that, Kenny?
Oh, yeah. So we had every student have their own laptop and be able to learn things such as coding, language like Python, and several other things. We also have worked on the Caesar cipher wheel. I think it's the Caesar wheel.
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah. Not everyone, I would say, has a confidence starting out, when you give them a certain task to do. When you explain it to them and break it down, it's not as hard as it seems. So when you see students finally grasp, the assignment, it's the glow in their eyes. They're like, yo, like, this is something that I'm capable of doing. So it definitely opens some eyes for the students to, kind of lead into being in cyber, working in cyber. So, yeah.
Thank you, Kenny. And that was part of the program, was to just make them aware. The program included more than just cybersecurity. It included math, global business as well, and supply chain.
Right.
And so this, excuse me 1 second, let me turn off my dingers here on my cell phone. So the program, and Kenny also took students through opening up and dissecting a computer. Some students were already well versed in doing so, but there were many who were not. So they had an opportunity to actually pick apart a PC and look at the components, and Kenny was able to use his skill in that area to guide the students. I'll turn it over now to Yasin Christoph. He's also a member of our cybersecurity or Center for Cybersecurity. And let me just mention one thing. Cybersecurity is a big term, could be a bit vague, but in essence, it's all driven by securing your information, private information, keeping your data and systems safe and secure from cyber threats, cyber threat actors, we call them. It's defending against cyber attacks. And we often say that in our classes, and we have students actually go through a module on ethics, because we want to be sure that students gaining knowledge and awareness of cybersecurity are doing it for the right reasons, which is in defending against cyber attacks, not becoming one of the bad actors, as I like to, as we have to say.
Bad actors.
Bad actors. Anyway, so I'm going to turn it over to Yasin Christoph. He's been a member for several years. He started as a member of our Center for Cybersecurity as a graduate student. He's now actually moved on into a work role, but he stays connected as a part-time academic specialist in our center. But Yasin, tell us about your path from Kane University into your work role, and how do you define cybersecurity from your viewpoint?
Sure, yeah, no, I mean, about 6 years ago, I would be spelling cyber with a K, so I had no idea what it was, but the role that I have now, academic specialist, I had it for maybe about 5 to 6 years. It started off doing just basic research, nothing too heavy, and then it sort of transitioned from what it is today. So one of the most important aspects of my role is providing a cyber training for students, mostly towards incoming freshmen, but the training is available for everyone else. The modules aren't just cookie cutter sort of nonsense, boring stuff. It's hand-picked modules that we each, Stan and I, collaborated with in picking sort of the most interactive, most entertaining modules. So cyber training is not that as boring, but yeah, it's transitioned from, we used to use an old system that was sort of very hard to log into, and now we use a very, very easy system that, takes all of your Kane credentials, so you don't even have to make your own credentials. You just use your Kane account, you log in, and then you take the training. Training is about 45 minutes. But yeah, that's just one of the things that I do with Stan. I also do various research. We go to conferences together, FBI InfraGard, CCon, things like that. And I just recently talked for BizCon. It's one of the small business conferences where I actually talked about CMMC, which is the Cybersecurity Maturity Model Certificate, and how it relates to AI. AI now goes hand in hand with cyber. It's you can't open up any PowerPoint or any book about cybersecurity without being blasted by AI now. But yeah, those are just some of the things that I did for the department, and looking forward to more work.
Yeah, so Yasin mentioned cybersecurity awareness training. We do have training that's freely available to every member of the campus community here, faculty, staff, students. It takes about 45 minutes to complete it. It's online, so you don't have to go into a classroom. You do get a certificate when you complete the modules, and you are assessed. And it's to your benefit, to understanding cybersecurity better, to protect yourselves and those around you, maybe at home as well. But to us, it's really important here on the campus. I often say cybersecurity is a team sport. It requires all of us to have and partake in defending against cyber threats. This training, if you just go to our Center for Cybersecurity website on kane.edu, so if you go to kane.edu and search Center for Cybersecurity, on the right-hand navigation bar, you'll see Cyber Awareness Training. You can click in there and take the training. If you don't have 45 minutes to complete it, that's okay. You can complete modules one at a time. They take about 5 to 7 minutes each, and then go back and complete it at another time. You don't have to do it all in one sitting. And Yasin mentioned activities. We have lots of different conferences and events that we host, and we try to make everyone aware of them. We post on Cougar Link, we put up flyers, we do quite a bit to outreach. Recently, we were grateful that all the digital signage displays around campus made folks here on campus aware of an event that we hosted yesterday. So I encourage you, if you hear of any of our events, you're more than welcome to come. I know Kenny has come to several events, and he continues to do so. And it's a way of just outreaching to both professionals, other academics, other students, maybe even companies looking for to hire or provide internships. So I encourage everyone listening to take advantage of those opportunities. I'm going to now turn it over to Caitlin Kyoto. She's our newest member, and she's jumped in with both feet and doing a terrific job. She's been here in our Center for Cybersecurity just for 2 months. And I'll let her tell you a little bit about her background and what she's studying and how it isn't necessarily tied to cyber, but it's very important nonetheless. And ask about her transition. Caitlin, tell us a little bit about what you're doing here at Kane University, and what's it been like for you getting more involved in cybersecurity.
Thank you, Stan. So like he said, I am not really versed in the cyber world. I just graduated from the University of Rhode Island studying communicative disorders. So now I'm here at Kane. I'm a graduate student studying speech-language pathology, and I was lucky enough to have Stan reach out to me about a graduate research assistant within the Center for Cybersecurity. So right now I'm doing research about nonprofit and non-governmental cyber attacks, and it's really opened my eyes to how often these attacks happen and how important it is to protect yourself from these attacks. So like we've mentioned before, October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month, so it's important to keep your passwords safe, make your passwords long, make them random, don't have the same passwords for multiple accounts. Use that password manager so you could keep all your passwords in there, and you only need to know one password to get into there. So that's definitely one way to keep your account safe, and something that I've definitely learned to do now that I've joined the team for Center for Cybersecurity. Multi-factor authentication. I know at Kane we definitely do have that, but making sure that a lot of your accounts have that with your emails, your bank accounts, all of that, really setting up walls to protect your accounts. Making sure that you do those software updates to protect from the bad guys out there. But it's definitely been eye-opening. Cybersecurity is important for everyone, even for those that aren't majoring in the field. I've learned so much, and I've definitely learned how to keep myself safe, and it's important to let everyone know to protect their accounts and tell everyone they know how to protect everything.
Yeah, excellent. And Caitlin just touched on, I'll quickly mention the campaign from the Department of Homeland Security, Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA. It's a mouthful. Their campaign this year, and I'll quickly, since we're videotaping, here's their campaign. It was around 4 main areas. One is using strong passwords, right? Using strong passwords is an important aspect. And one of the things most people don't recognize is that it's really also important to ensure that if you've got different systems that you log into, your bank account, for example, versus Instagram versus Snapchat, that we not use the same password in all of those systems. That's really important. And the reason is because if one of those passwords is gained somehow through a breach, the bad actors will then attempt to use that same password and perhaps your account to log into different services. So really important to try to use different passwords. I know it's difficult to do so, but it does strengthen your cyber defenses. So that's one of the areas, and Caitlin touched on that. The second is multi-factor authentication. Here at the university, we use Okta, which is a terrific program that's used that integrates with many of our services. I credit Kane IT. They're doing a terrific job. The rollout was quite smooth in my view. And that is very important as well. For those who may not know, with multi-factor authentication, or sometimes they call it 2-factor authentication, it means you're logging in with a password and then some other token. The token could be using a multi-factor authentication app, for example, an Okta app or a Google Authenticator, or you might be receiving a text message just as a second level of security. More higher security systems might use a fingerprint or a retinal scan using your eyeball. So multi-factor authentication. Many of our systems, and many that you use outside of the campus, for example, I mentioned Snapchat or Instagram or Facebook, for those who might use Facebook. Oftentimes they have the security feature of 2-factor authentication. Your private Gmail account, for example, certainly supports 2FA. I encourage you to use it. It will go a long way in providing much better defense against cyber attacks. Other things, avoid phishing scams. That's very important, avoiding phishing scams. Phishing scams will often be presented to you in many different ways. It could be via emails, it could be via text messages. But 2 things you should do. If you receive them on campus here, you should report them, certainly, to Kane IT. Don't go around just clicking on links from individuals that you didn't expect the message or text message from. That's not always a good thing because you're not sure where that link might be going. Validate, I often say. If you receive something from someone with an urgent request for some information or knowledge, double check to make sure that it's a warranted outreach to you. For example, someone that you expected it from. If you're not, and it looks like it might be from someone you know, reach out to them. You can call them and find out if they actually sent, because it could be a phishing email mimicking someone else's account, for example. And lastly, and Caitlin touched on this, keeping your software up to date. Those, sometimes they could be annoying pop-ups on your smartphone or on your computer asking you to update the system. Please do so, because those are important to protecting your devices and your systems and your information and the information here in our campus as well.
And one more, Stan, security awareness training as well. I'm not sure if we touched up on that, but here's a scary statistic, right? Halloween, it's appropriate. 70 to 80% of all cyber attacks actually stem from somebody opening a phishing email. So somebody clicking, like you said, clicking on a link that they shouldn't be, opening a PDF. That is the number one attack vector. So a lot of people say, oh no, we have a firewall protecting us, we have a lot of other security controls, but that's inaccurate. The easiest way to get into somebody's system, organization, network is through the human aspect of it. And that's why sort of the security awareness training, the phishing training, multi-factor, everything coming together is very, very important.
Terrific. Thank you, Yasin. I'm going to switch gears a little bit here, and I'm going to turn this over to Kenny. One of the things Kenny did last year, and we encourage students to participate in a variety of competitions. Competitions in the world of cybersecurity for students is popular. In fact, we maintain the National Security Agency Center of Academic Excellence in Cyber Defense designation. This is something that we acquired in 2022, and we will have to renew in 2027. It was given to us, well, we earned it, but it was provided to us by the NSA because we met many of the strict rules and goals and outline of a good cyber program, including academic, but also outreach, as we're talking a little bit about today, activities. And so in order for us to maintain this designation, we also have to introduce competitions for students. Kenny participated in a competition with several teams last year, and I'll let him talk a little bit about this type of competition.
So we had a competition with other universities. The competition was based on a case where we were given an opportunity to present a solution to companies, and I think this particular company was a company that was not following guidelines, was not, keeping things secure. So it costed them lots of money, they weren't, up to date with certain things. And unfortunately, they lost millions of dollars. With this competition, it was very good too, because it gave us the chance to think, how could we have prevented this situation? And when it comes to holding other people's information, if little things such as phishing or MFA, you fail with those things, someone got you, and we don't want no bad actors, coming towards your way. But yeah, as simple as that. Although we didn't win the competition, we learned a lot. So yeah, it was great.
Yeah, Kenny, we had two teams. Kenny was part of one team, and it was all volunteered, right? This wasn't for any credit. They had to do this nights and weekends.
Yeah.
The team would come together, and as Kenny pointed out, it was a case study. And then there were prompts provided. It was a Harvard Business Review case study. The prompts were created by ISACA. ISACA is a nonprofit organization that provides certification in cyber risk management. The students in this case had to participate in teamwork. They had to respond to these prompts. They had to create a PowerPoint presentation, and then they had to record their PowerPoint presentation and submit it to the judges. This competition is going to run again this year, and we're recruiting teams again, so I encourage any students that might be interested to contact our Center for Cybersecurity if you'd like to participate in this competition. And Kenny said something important. It's the act of doing that's valuable here. This idea that learning by doing is very effective. Our teams did not place, we didn't win, but maybe this year we will.
I think we will.
We will, all right. We can do this. So anyway, so that's one of our activities. I think we'll start to wrap it up here, but I want to turn it over to Caitlin, who's as I said, just joined us and has jumped in. We're looking to create a program through radio. So I'll let Caitlin talk a little bit about this program and some of the goals.
Yeah, thank you, Stan. So definitely on campus, we're looking to promote cybersecurity awareness. Any questions that students may have, we want to create a platform that you guys could reach out to us and ask those questions, and we could talk about it on a radio, like podcast, something to get out your information that you need to know. Same with professors and staff members. If there's anything that you want to know, we could cover that in our radio station. Hopefully we'll do something maybe once a month, maybe a little bit more than that, but really just covering the basics in cybersecurity. Yeah.
So this, and Caitlin's been instrumental in trying to get this going. We hope to get this started using the platform of WKNJ. That's Kane's radio station. Did you know we had a Kane radio station, Kenny?
I think I did. Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
We have a radio station, and and it's an old way of communicating, but we think it could be effective. What we also hope to do is take questions from the audience. So having questions maybe put in chat, or you can call in on the phone, for example, or maybe it would be some sort of app that we would have, a chat bot. We're not sure just yet, but look out. That's something we hope to get going in the not too distant future. Yasin, I'll turn it to you about the work you also do. In addition to the training, we're also doing, we're responding to lots of requests from students relating to certifications. Maybe you could touch a little bit on that.
Yeah, no, certifications, super important stuff. If you're looking to start into cybersecurity, you don't know how to do it, where to go, we, on the Cybersecurity Center website, we offer a link to several different micro-credentials / certifications. We partner with Red Hat, Checkpoint, and CompTIA. And I believe those links, Stan, they do offer discounted rates for students. But like I said, if you're looking for a basic cybersecurity certification to even advanced cybersecurity certifications, just go to our website. That's where you can click to see various certifications. But, yeah.
Thank you, Yasin. And we do have academic partnerships with some of these certifying bodies, which offer our students and our campus some discounts. These tests normally have a charge. These are certifications provided by these third parties that are often very useful in complementing your academic degree as well. So we do have information available, and you can reach out to us if you ever have any questions. And Kenny, who was, as I said earlier, a former student, worked with us over the summer in the Center for Cybersecurity. He's now moved on to a different role here on campus. But Kenny, I'll just say, what plans do you have, perhaps in considering furthering any of your work in technology or cyber?
So I do plan to get more certificates. That's very important. A lot of these companies like to see that you are specializing in other things besides a degree. So certificates like CompTIA, Sec+, Network Plus. I definitely plan to go and get those certificates. So yeah, and then eventually, hopefully, God willingly, get a good role. So
excellent.
Yeah.
Any last thoughts, or are we wrapping it up here?
I think I'm all good. Yeah.
Protect yourselves. Protect yourselves.
Right.
Protect
Get to
yourselves,
work,
man.
right. And Cybersecurity Awareness Month doesn't end in October. Stay vigilant. If you're unsure, ask questions. If you see something, say something we'd like to say. That old adage surrounding security, the same holds for cybersecurity. And you come and visit us. We'd be more than happy to welcome you. Thank you to our podcast crew here at Kane TV for giving us an opportunity to speak to you. We've had a lot. I think we've had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Kenny's smiling. Yash is smiling.
Gotta smile.
Caitlin's smiling. Now we have to get back to our day jobs, but we're thrilled that we had this opportunity.
Yeah.
Thank you, Junior.
Thank you for having us
Thank
on.
you.